You are watching Housebox Mega Worldwide, and we're glad you're along for the ride. Everyday hell is here by your side, so please would you like and subscribe? You are watching Housebox Mega Worldwide, and we're glad you're along for the ride. Everyday hell is here by your side, so please would you like and subscribe?
Sports, Mega Worldwide, and we're glad you're along for the ride. Every day hell is here by your side, so please would you like and subscribe? Would you like and subscribe?
Everybody, this message is for those.
You're watching Housebox Mega Worldwide, and we're glad you're along for the ride. Every day hell is here by your side, so please would you like and subscribe? Would you like and subscribe?
Okay, we're almost there. I will explain the new jingly things as soon as I get on. All right, there we go. Now we're up on Instagram too. That's live, that's live. All right. Are we up everywhere? We're good? Okay, hold on. One more thing. So close. Oh, Chip was being so Chip right before the show. Okay, here we go. 3 and the 2 and the 1. Hi, there we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. So, if you were here at the early part of the show, you know to hit that like and subscribe, because not only was I telling you this, but so were the dulcet tones of AI. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me play another couple of examples of some... After some of the questions this morning on Friday AI, which is this, think of this as a Friday AI addendum, although we're going to get into some clippage, because Donald Trump has shit the bed once again in an interview, and this time it's not even in clumps, it's just soupy diarrhea, and instead of cleaning up the mess after him like Sean Hannity's doing with a kind of brush in a pan, he's going to have to do it with a straw, because this is bad, and it's getting worse. Oh God, it's just lame. It's like his diaper was a fucking balloon, and he just he's taking turns running around making maggots pop it. It's so nasty. Anyways, from the sublime to the ridiculous, if I may, let's see. I'll go to, I'll put it here. That's a good idea. Because I should have each of these songs in here as an available thing. So let me I'll go to soundboard. And then I'll put in a play audio there. I'll make a couple of these. I just did this right before I came on because I saw this and I was like, I'm just going to jump right the hell in. And I'll grab, let's see, we'll go to Stills and Assets, and then go to these things. And then we'll go to, I like this one. We'll put this one in a second. I might have to align this other one with something else. And then, same thing, let's go with, oh, I don't on anyways. Look crap. All right. We'll go to here. I like that the sultry one. That was very nice. And then there was another song. I've been trying to. So I have a dream, as any Cincinnati boy might have. I have a dream, kids, that I could have a. You're watching Hal Sparks' radio program, Mega Worldwide. Kind of like, but in the style of WKRP in Cincinnati. WKRP in Cincinnati. That kind of thing. And it's a dream. You know what I mean? It's a cool idea. I think it would be lovely to have. And eventually I will get there. I feel closer to that possibility than I ever have on so many fronts. Let's see. I'll grab that one. And then I did one called Douche Metal too, which I was very proud of. I have a few of these. Now, one of them, still, is in here. I'm making things right now. I'm making buttons for myself. So forgive me as I get through this. By the way, hi chat room, just while we're talking. We'll do this one and then one more. Just one more of these will be good. So, here we go, back to here, and there you go. Okay, so here, just to give you a little, here's a little flavor hint. Hopefully these will play from the deck. Sometimes it can be a bit of a dick, but we'll see. Okay, this is the first one. Oh wait, no, that was a secret one. Hold on.
You are watching Hal Sparks, Mega Worldwide, and we're glad you're along for the ride. Every day Hal is here by your side. So please, would you like and subscribe?
Oh yeah, I mean it's so sultry. It's so sultry. Hit it. Yeah, come on. What, baby? All right, then quit it. Okay, now we got this one.
You're watching Hal Sparks, Mega Worldwide.
What's a panty dropper? Single tier.
Every day Hal is
Tweet.
here by your side. So please, would you like and subscribe?
Okay. So seriously, like I'm gonna shoot fucking music videos for each one of these because they're so stupid. I just want to like hold a fucking boom box, like standing on a car for you guys. Oh god. Okay. So then, you're gonna get douche metal. Don't worry. But first,
You're watching House Sparks Megaworldwide, and we're glad you're along for the ride.
yeah, it's more like this was supposed to be grunge, and I think they're nuts. It's very Blink 182. All right. It's not bad. It's getting there. Now wait. Yeah. This is the one I think really, if it's the right one, if I put the right file in, because they were all named the same thing, so I had to go through all of them. This is the one that I think I have to add to our, hold on. Should I do this one? Yeah, I'll do it this way. Go to this. There you go. So, try totally. And then I think I had this one. Oh, it's so good. This is AI. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, beware of the kidney. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, come on. So, and bluegrass was next. I tried a bluegrass one. It sounded like dog shit. I think it was my prompts that were off. So yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, a lot of it sounds like video game music, which is fine, right? So there, I mean, I have a couple more. Let's see if I can do this guy. This was one. Oh, why am I not hearing it? That's so weird. Oh, because it doesn't play through the thing. Yeah. I don't know why. It's very strange. I couldn't hear it. It's very strange. Okay. I have to add buttons for all these to make them play. I don't know, whatever. Okay. One more. And then we'll get there. Let's see. This one wasn't too bad, I suppose. Some of these I didn't name, so I have to rename them. It's like a bad Enough's Enough demo. I like it. That one's called Lick My Love Pump. It's in D minor. It's the saddest of all keys. Yeah. So, anyways, where I wouldn't use this, you remember how I was saying this morning, like, what the fuck am I going to use? I write decent songs. I don't need any help. But for this stuff, like writing jingles, magic. Oh, it totally sounds like Christian rock. It's because it's all like cheap and you need a reggae version. Okay, I'll do that during my in case shit goes bad version of this. Where are we? And yeah, so and then I had another R&B one. But we'll do that one later. Okay, I'll save some. I won't spend them all today, but we'll, Anyway, so that was my my afternoon. I was doing my regular kind of setup stuff, and I was like, I was like, I should look into somebody was like, can AI write songs? I'm like, no, it can't write songs, but it can recreate songs. It can mishmash songs together that sound songish. But one of them was allowing you to make your own lyrics, and I was like, here we go. So, need an ABBA one? That's true. That would be good. Which, the app I used was, hold on, I have to look. What the fuck is it called again? It's back here. Like Sabo or Savo AI. I'll figure it out. Anyways, it's on my Mac, so I did it on there. Need more cowbell? I'll try. If I can add it, I will. It's not hard. I can put it in myself. So felt slightly soft on consonants, but it's cool. Yeah, it's not. They you can tell they. Yeah. You can tell they. It's copying a style without understanding a style, right? So it was, and I'll find it. I'll actually find it. It's because you can use it. I don't care. History. I'll go to my history, and it was this one. Suno. Beg your pardon. Okay, Suno AI. Suno. SUNO.ai. I think is the website. Yeah. Oh, and I got to show you this, guys. Hold on one second. Okay. Real quick. Couple things. This is. I'll show you something real quick that I stumbled on, and then we'll get on with the ridiculousness that is awaiting for us today. Flute would be nice. I can come up with some sort of like flute-ish kind of thing. Yeah. It'll allow you to like remix and work on things. So I'll do it. It's a large language model. Yes, absolutely. It is trained on a lot of stuff. So obviously it's not going to come up with anything original, but it will sound exactly like shit you've heard 100 times, which is, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Oh my gosh, Peter, thank you so much. Look at that. Just knocking it out of the park, Peter. Gosh, I forgot. They're you guys. Golly. Level 42 style. I'll come up with a bunch. We'll make everybody. So, Peter, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for hitting the like, too. Mary, thank you. Michael McDonald. I'll create my own AI background jazz track that's for that so that I can do my Michael McDonald gibberish, on call at any given time. I think, I'm getting the subs up. The shorts really are helping, I think. So, fingers crossed, we'll get there. So, anyways, hit the subscribe. Yeah. Now, real quick, there's been a couple of things that people seem to get like hung up about, and it came up with the when they raided, and I would call it an actual raid at Sean Combs's Puff Daddy villa in Miami and other places, because they came up with those big trucks and they came in with the guns ablazing, because not only is there, there's allegations of money laundering and drug and gun smuggling and human trafficking, and, people might, and you got like gang beefs that go back decades. So you walk in there just kind of dressed as, like, you send a couple of black dudes dressed as cops who are actually cops, and they might get fired upon thinking it's a hit or some shit. So there's a reason why you would show up to a house like that, specifically thinking you might need to do so. So anyways, his sons were there and some other people were there. All the staff, everybody was handcuffed and everybody was walked outside. That's how you do it, right? And the whole point is you're not arrested. You're detained until we're done, because shit can go south and people can be freaky, and especially in people's homes and all that. It's just important. So anytime that kind of happens to you, the fight comes later. Just do, sit in the car or let them cuff you or whatever. Let it ride out, because you're not gonna, if you make a break for it, it's gonna be bad. Just don't. So just, that's how it works. And if your cuffs hurt, they'll loosen them. You don't have to freak out. And you can, I don't know, maybe you'll own the police station later if they treat you badly. But the important thing is that they pat everybody down, and they'll ask you a couple things. One is they'll ask you, if you have something sharp in your pockets or anything like that. The other thing is they're just going to check and see if you have a gun on them. On you if you have a gun. And you see some people like they're wearing the big baggy clothes, and you're like, sure, you could have a gun. That dude could definitely have something layered on it. But you see somebody in shorts or some shit. There was this white dude that was bitching that he was getting patted down at the beach, and he's just in like shorts. He's just in swimming trunks or whatever, right? And it became a big to-do. Can I show you guys fucking something? What is in the realm of improbable but not impossible, especially when people mean to do ill in the world. Let me just show you. You know how I showed you guys that little trigger catch that turns any like Glock handgun into a machine gun? I've shown you guys that footage before. Let me introduce you to one of two credit card guns that people carry around. See this little fucker? Yeah. That's not even... There used to be those little two-shooters, like card sharks in the Old West used to have those, a little up and, the above and below, and it had two hammers on it, right? And two little triggers, but it was like this big. Yeah, the Derringers, the little things. Okay, these are similar. He's firing into a car. He's blown the windshield out because he fires. This dude apparently just shoots. Oh, I'll show you his sight. His sight's just him testing all kinds of shit. It's all just gun porn. But one of them, see if I can find it for you, is even smaller than that one. It's fucked up. And I guess he just goes down and shoots this whole... Yeah, so there's a noisy cricket. These are the little, like, Derringer kind of things that people have. And then these are, like, guns like people think they're in a fucking video game. It's just lame. And I don't know, because I haven't looked on this guy's channel. Gangster bullshit. And... where I mean, good Lord, it could just be on and on and on. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is it. Folding credit card gun.
Down at the range today with a folding credit card gun. This gun folds to the size of a credit card and is a single shot 22 mag. You simply load the rounds in, lock the gun shut, cock back the hammer, and take your shot.
Isn't that adorable? Totally useless for self-defense because you're going to fumble with that shit, but it's totally practical for, I guess, snuffing someone. Good Lord. Yeah. Not even a spy gun. It's just a snuff gun. That's fucking terrible. Right? Just saying. Yeah, don't miss. But these are the kind of things that, like, assholes use to just come up and shoot somebody from behind when they're not, expecting it. But it's also one of those things you can have on you, and that's all she wrote. You'll shoot your eye out. Right. So, right. These motherfuckers. Now, let's see.
Please like.
Shut up. Hold on.
In the last couple,
we'll be quiet, and then we go here. Okay, then we go back to here. Now, real quick. Hey, anybody remember this guy? Is for those of you. Okay, whatever. He goes. This is his Easter Sunday message that he put out. It's 2 minutes long. And this is the opening frame of it. Let me tell you something. Somebody at RFK Jr.'s campaign fucking hates him. Because nobody is safe from a bad freeze frame. It happened to anybody. But in a campaign, you have absolute control over shit. For fuck's sake. Look at this. Wait. That's bad. That's an egg. Okay. These are the two top two, like... maybe put a graphic up and then fade in when you're already looking and your eyes are like... This is 2 minutes. Hold on.
Hey, everybody.
Hey!
This message is for those of you who hold Easter as an important holiday.
Yeah. Anybody else, fuck off.
For many people today.
If you hold it as an important holiday, cut to bunnies and eggs and all the least serious aspects of the Easter holiday. Not Christian symbolism, none of the stuff that's actually about it. Just fucking, right? I mean, how do you fuck this up that bad in a modern campaign. I just don't understand.
5 eggs.
That's right. That's how many I count.
Easter is about Easter bunnies and jelly beans. But for me, growing up in the household in which I did, it's not just a holiday, it's a holy day. For
Which is what holiday means.
me, the meaning of Easter is about hope from beyond all hope.
So not the resurrection of Jesus Christ, your Lord and personal Savior, which is the meaning of Easter. It's about hope from beyond all hope.
The story of Christ's resurrection has sustained me throughout my lifetime. And during those many times when I'd reached the end of my inner resources and had to put my faith entirely in God.
Isn't faith an inner resource? Never mind.
Today it often seems like our country is in that situation.
Oh, by the way, this is him trying to scoop votes from Trump.
At the end of our resources, beyond hope. What the Christ story teaches us is that with faith, there's always hope. And I see for America, well, I wouldn't go so far as to say a resurrection, but I see the possibility of a renaissance.
Well, you mean because we're not dead? I guess you have to be dead to have a resurrection.
A rebirth, and how that will come about through faith. Faith
and painting.
Faith in the higher ideals inspired by our nation's founding. Faith in the values of free expression, of equality under the law, of honesty and transparency, and ethics in government.
This is an ad, by the way, so keep in mind.
And the end of corruption.
The end of corruption. Yeah, one prayer, that'll get rid of it.
And above all, faith in one another. And that's the foundation that we need to build on if we're going to restore America as an exemplary nation to the rest of the world.
Bye. CG group of people that are facing the wrong way. All right. Okay, stop. Stop. What is happening? Where? This is fucking AI. Somebody created an image and he's waving at this crowd of fake fucking supporters. And that's the back of their head. What is happening? That's just terrible. Yeah, thank you. Why is there a mic set up in the back of the room? Please don't tell me he's the voice of God for this event.
That will be my commitment.
They're sticking with this shot. They're sticking with it. They're sticking with everyone facing the wrong way in his AI-generated. Also, there's two of these lamps in a row, and what is that one? A shower head too? The fuck? What is in the center of that? Zod and his two flunkies?
As President of the United States, I hope that all of you can now enjoy the many blessings of Easter Sunday. Thank you, and God bless you.
And you can hear somebody go, that's it. Like on the tail end of it. Listen real quick.
Easter Sunday. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right. Somebody, whoever's filming it, like they didn't even cut the audio off of, all right. And they made an AI, standing in an empty rally room without a real crowd there, wherever he was going to set that shit up. And then either nobody showed or the audience was so pitiful that they used AI for the crowd and he's waving like he's already fucking president from the back of the room. What the ever... How in the ever-loving shit... It's such, like, look how fucking ham-handed it is. Watch this again. Okay, these are regular rally, a little sparse, but these are how they work. It's okay.
We're going to restore America as an exemplary nation.
Yeah, this is a concocted shot. This is him waving in front of a green screen, or they took footage and just sliced him out from something else.
The rest of the world. And that will be my commitment.
Over here. Like, what's he saying? What is he saying?
As President of the United States.
All right. But anyways, Jack ass. Here's the thing. Okay, he's only on one state's ballot, and that's Utah. So the chance of him being a spoiler in a swing state or some shit is very low. And if he's grabbing votes from anywhere, it's from the anti-vax crowd who don't think Trump is sufficiently anti-vax. He is not stealing Democratic voters, even though he's still running against Biden. He's not running against Trump. And part of what that tells you is that by running against, the idea is that he's running against Biden, and therefore, in his ads and how he talks most of the time, and that he's going to, disenfranchised Democrats are going to go with him because he's still fighting against Biden. When in reality, he's actually just kind of parroting a bunch of weird shit that Trump adjacent people say all the time, and he's scooping votes from there with his AI-generated crowds facing the wrong way. And no doubt AI music. I just played you guys some of my AI music, and it's right on the fucking money. Jesus Christ. All right, now, let's see if we go with this guy. Yeah. All right, so Trump went on the Hugh Hewitt show. We'll jump into this early, if I may. By the way, hit that like and subscribe. Which one should I go with? I think this one.
You're watching Hellspox, Megaworldwide, and we're glad you're along for the ride.
Oh my gosh, Josh. Josh James, thanks so much. Holy smokes. Thanks for showing me that, Andre. I missed it when it went by. I was doing the thing, and oh my gosh. Josh. Oh my Josh. That should be the name of your memoir, and I'll write the intro. Oh my gosh. That's so lovely. He goes, just because I'm already a Patreon, but I felt like you deserve more than that, more than a cup of coffee, and more than everything you do. Like I said, a while back, from one dad to another, you're doing an awesome job, and I'm thankful for having you in my life. Love you, brother. Thanks, Josh. Fuck, man. That's so lovely. That's gonna make me all weepy, even as much as the...
You're watching Hellspox, Megaworldwide,
You guys are so beautiful.
and we're glad you're along.
Chip, get in here. Look sad.
Every day
I'm just gonna use like slow motion shots of my cats. Just cross fades.
Would you like and subscribe?
Thank you, Josh. That's so awesome. Bless you guys, and thank you guys for the support too. All the likes and the shares and stuff. And again, if you can't afford to help the show financially in any way by doing all the options that I give you, it's totally cool. I want this to be a place where you come comfortably. And so if if it's a little like, oh, I wish I could give, but I can't, don't worry about it. Just thank the people who do, and share out the show. Do all the free stuff. It's totally good, because the whole point of this show, and thanks to our patrons and people like Josh, is so that what I'm doing doesn't have to be behind a paywall. It doesn't have to, be, fenced in. So thank you guys so much. And now, on with the show. This is, ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Hewitt is one of those people who, he's been known for tiny moments of lucidity that collapse into absolute Trump sucking. You know what I mean? Where he'll, it's so odd. We've seen it a couple times. It's been 3 times where there'll be a moment where Hugh Hewitt will say, oh, this is obviously, Trump is being ridiculous here or whatever. And then immediately just rushes in. And you can, and in this interview, I've only seen one little piece of it, but even in the slice that I saw, he's you could tell he's just, they're all trying to help Trump clean up after himself, because he's fucking he's losing it, quite frankly. I mean, that's as simple as. So anyways, this is it. This is him, and it's a radio interview, I think. Okay, holy, blah,
Back,
blah, blah.
America. I'm Hugh Hewitt, joined by our very special guest, former President Donald Trump. Mr. President, welcome back. Always great to have you on
Why do these guys' studios always look like a principal's
the
office?
show.
Well, thank you very much.
And thank you for using the one picture I approve where I look both angry and confused. It kind of catches basically who I am, you know? What? Like I'm saying what because I presumed you just called me stupid and I'm afraid you might be right. You know, that look.
I want to begin with Israel, Mr. President, because Sunday.
Really? Why would you want to, what make you, why would you think that? Do you, by the way, I don't know Hugh Hewitt's interview style. Does he put up a flag of whatever the next topic is? Like when he gets to taxes, it's just going to be like a giant, like $3 signs on something.
Mark 6 months.
And like if he wants to talk Ukraine, he has a picture of, I don't know, Trump and Putin together on a flag, just hugging and riding a bear with their shirts
Since
off.
October 7th. And you gave an interview recently to Israel Hayom, which was characterized by many on the left as being critical of Israel. Then Jonathan Tobin writes this morning.
Also, by the way, no, it wasn't. No, it was not. Like the idea that the left is criticizing for him abandoning Israel. That right-wingers flipped out about it, you dumb motherfucker. Or you wouldn't care. The only reason he says the left characterized it as such is to get Trump on his angry fighting back footage. So one of the tricks you can do, and Hugh Hewitt knows this, and it's got to be painful to interview someone who you know is, you know, way fucking dumber than you are, but you've got to suck up to them. Where do my little controls go on this? Oh, I know what it is. Is that? Yeah, that's why. Hold on 1 second. Let me try to do this. Copy. Here we go. Try and put this in here. I think I have the controls on this guy. Let's see if the audio. Yeah, here we go. This one should be better audio, so apologies. Geez, like airbrush much? What is this? All right, here we go. This is like one of the tricks that Hugh Hewitt does and a lot of these guys do is you want Trump to say a specific thing. So what you tell him right before is you say, you know, the left is saying you can't or won't say this thing. You're afraid to say this thing. Or they think you said this when you clearly meant the opposite, right? That's how they operate. It's a trick. It's like a Jedi mind trick for idiots.
The cop. You gave a line in Wisconsin about Christian Visibility Day on November.
Hold on.
They have done to our country.
Let me go back.
So I'm very proud of.
I'll back up.
Hayom, which was
Start back at the top. So hopefully that's not too loud. Sorry. Right, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
President, welcome back. Always great to have you on the show.
Well, thank you very much.
I want to begin with Israel, Mr. President, because Sunday marks 6 months since October 7th. And you gave an interview recently.
Also, all the uncommitteds, lean into this fucking interview, because the one slice I did see was you're going to love what his idea for Gaza is, what Israel should do. How should Israel handle this? Yeah.
To Israel Hayom, which was characterized by many on the left as being critical of Israel. Then Jonathan Tobin writes this morning, wait a minute, that's not right. Trump was the friendliest president ever for Israel. Have you been mischaracterized in your advice to Israel?
Now, this is the part where, as the interviewer, you hope he has taken the bait and he does not come out and he just eats what's in the dish properly and shows everyone he's a well-trained, adoptable dog and not shake the baby. And you just kind of go,
Well, you know, with the fake news, you never know what you're going to get. You can say something very plainly, and they'll turn it around. They'll turn around everything. That's why they're fake.
Do you think he just doesn't remember what he said?
And that's why they've been discovered. That's why they've been found to be so, you know, if you look at approval ratings, They're lower than Congress now, the news. They used to be in the 90s when I started, and now they're lower than Congress. So I'm very proud of that fact.
Yeah. Because, you know, by the way, you know one of the reasons why people don't trust the news in the Trump era is because they don't talk honestly about this fuckhead. It's like the Affordable Care Act. Had a 60%, it was 60% underwater because 30% of people thought it didn't go far enough and 30% of people thought it shouldn't exist at all. So 60% of people don't like Obamacare. Wrong. You know, 70% of the country are for it. Just a large, like a little less than half of those people would rather it went way farther. They were upset that it didn't go farther. That's not the same as not wanting it to exist. Okay, same thing with the news. The news has a bad rating because they let this asshole get away with a ton of shit.
They're bad news. Look, Israel should have never happened.
Israel should have never happened. So we're going back to pre-1940s. What are you going to restore the Ottoman Empire?
If I were president, it would not have happened. Iran was broke. They had no money. They had no nothing.
And no nothing. Except, of course, the technical gear that Betsy DeVos was selling them.
And we would have worked to deal with Iran. It would have been made already. In the meantime, they can have a nuclear weapon within probably 45 or 60 days.
He can't remember when the last time he said 65 days was. Here's a hint. It was more than 65 days ago.
And then it's going to be a little tougher to talk to them. But October 7th would have never happened. They never, ever would have been attacked. But it is what...
They were attacked literally every week he was in office, if not every day. There's rocket attacks and all this kind of stuff, like constantly. It just wasn't an October 7th.
It is, and this horrible thing happened. And what I said very plainly is...
Here it comes.
Get it over with, and let's get back to peace and stop killing people. And that's a very simple...
Get it over with. Now, I don't know about you, but does that sound like someone who's concerned about collateral damage, civilians, children, anybody? Does it sound even ballpark like somebody who's like, look, this is a very difficult situation with, you know, a balancing act that's happening, but it's clear that while October 7th needs to be answered and Hamas has got to go, the Israelis need to mitigate what they're doing and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Fuck all that whole conversation. And by the way, he doesn't just say it once.
Simple statement. Get it over with.
Get it over with. This man with nukes, ladies and gentlemen. Get it over with. What's that policy look like?
They got to finish what they finish.
Yeah, I agree. You got to finish what you finish. It's Jesus Christ. We all owe Yogi Berra an apology. You got to finish what you finish. Fuck me.
They have to get it done.
They have to get it done. You got to finish what you finished and get it done and then get back to normal. What's normal? You mean back to the concept of an open-air prison and all that kind of stuff. Is that what you mean? Back to what? A subjugated Gaza versus a balanced one, or related, like a renewed push by the Palestinian Authority, or perhaps the members of the old PLO to kind of create a bridge government, or... Nah, fuck that. Two-state solution. Shut the fuck up. Get it over with. Just done and dusted. Flatten the fucking place. Now wait till he describes why they're losing the PR war.
Get it over with, and get it over with fast.
Yeah, fast. Stop trying to measure your response. You know that whole thing where Israel's dropped 45,000 bombs and the death toll is under 40,000. Literally, there are fewer dead than bombs dropped. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Just do it. You're not hitting the very heavily populated areas. Quit it. Stop warning them about what buildings you're going to hit. Stop sending in the leaflets. Stop sending in resources. Just wipe them out.
Because you have to get back to normalcy and peace. The whole world is blowing up with this idiot president we have. He's an idiot. He's the dumbest president we've ever had.
At this point, I think we can kind of forgive his just kind of blathery, angry, this stupid, dummy, stupid. Because he, in all fairness, he just hung out with Roseanne, so.
He's the most corrupt, and he's the most incompetent, and he's the worst president we've ever had by a fact. You know, I say, and you've listened to plenty of them, if you add up the 10 worst presidents in...
You've listened to plenty of them? You mean you say at all the rallies? He's dropping words, but, I mean, he's talking to Hugh, who gives a
history,
shit.
They haven't done the damage that this guy's done to our country. What he's done at the border with allowing probably 15 million people by this time.
Hype train. Thank you guys on Twitch. Don't forget to subscribe. Lovely. Thank you.
Into our country, and plenty more coming. It's just insane. What they have done to our country in 3.5 years is unbelievable.
But you are still standing.
Look at this. Now, I mean, it looks, this is probably some sort of military formation, right? These people are clearly, and all of them, look at them, military age. You don't have to zoom in. Just listen to me. Stop. Listen. These are military age men. I don't care that dress like women. What's a woman? They are all soldiers ready to die for jihadi cartel Chinese somethings.
100% with Israel. You achieved the Abraham Accords, which was...
Yes, a total great achievement. It was the first peace treaty ever signed between countries that weren't actually at war. Nice job. It was very, very fucking impressive.
It was the first peace deal since
right.
Sadat. And so are you...
Were any of those countries warring with Israel? Huh? It's even before Sadat.
Still 100% with Israel, and what's your advice to Netanyahu beyond get it over with in a hurry?
Yeah, because you got to be a little more specific, because that, quite frankly, that sounds like, I don't know, nukes or napalm?
Well, that's all the advice you can give. I mean, that's the advice. You got to get it over with, and you have to get back to normalcy. And I'm not sure that I'm loving the way they're doing it, because you got to have...
Okay. Is it because there's too many civilians in danger or have been killed? Do you think he's not loving the way they're doing it? You know, because that's what I think of when I think of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict right now and what's going on in Gaza. You know what immediately pops into my mind is variations of the McDonald's theme.
Victory. You have to have a victory.
Does victory... Does anybody think to this fucker that victory means the other side of the conflict having their own homeland, having their own space? Is that what victory looks like? You got to have a victory, and you got to do it fast, and you got to get it over with. Listen to him. He's telling you. Remember when Chris Matthews sat across from this motherfucker, and he's like, Chris Matthews is like, should it be illegal, and should there be a punishment for the woman? And he's like, yeah, there'd have to be a punishment for the woman. And everybody's like, he's so crazy. Hillary's awful. Listen to him. And by the way, the more he talks about it, the more he moves in this direction. This isn't him walking it back. He didn't say something far worse. And then this is the politicized cleanup. This is fucking dumb. This is psychotic. This is an old man blathering as the sun goes down. And
it's taking a long time. And the other thing is, they put out tapes all the time.
They do. That's the problem I have, is they put out tapes. It's the tapes I hate. You guys, you know how they're like, and I'm sure he means mixed tapes or Betamax, or what kind of tapes do you think they're? Tapes. Tapes.
Every night they're releasing tapes of a building falling down.
Every night they're releasing tapes of a building falling down. Thank you, Victor. What the ever-loving fuck? Look, I've seen the Israelis, blowing up buildings that were over the tunnels and that kind of stuff sporadically over the last year, but they're not releasing nightly building collapse. What the fuck?
They shouldn't be releasing tapes like that. They're doing.
Yeah, don't do it on. Yeah, don't release tapes. I would just upload it to the cloud.
That's why they're losing the PR war. Israel is absolutely losing the PR war.
Yeah, that's the thing. You need a victory, and they're absolutely losing the PR war. And where, he knows more about PR wars than the generals.
That's how I read your interview.
Oh, look at Hugh just trying to throw himself. Okay, stop right there. I can clean this up. Let me at least sweep a little. We'll wipe up some of the pee stains, and I'll get you right, shuffling in the right direction.
I read your interview as saying they're losing the PR war. They've got to stop releasing bad video and win the war by...
No. Not video. Tapes.
Going into Rafah.
They're releasing the most heinous, most horrible tapes of buildings falling down.
The most heinous, the most horrible tapes of buildings falling down. Falling down. Falling down. That's what the buildings are doing.
And people are imagining there's a lot of people in those buildings or people in those buildings.
Yeah, either they're in there for real or they're imagining it. And so people see these buildings falling down and they're like, oh my God, everybody must be in there. Well, then why is the death toll stagnant, you dumb motherfucker? If they're releasing a building, if they're pancaking a building full of civilians a night and the death rate is static, cogito ergo sum, e pluribus unum, ipso facto coitus interruptus, the buildings aren't full of... Fuck me.
And they don't like it. And
I'm confused. Obviously, you're not talking about Democrats. You don't give a shit about us. You mean people at Mar-a-Lago you just talked to. And they don't like what? They don't like imagining that there are people in there? Or they don't like that there's actually people in there? Which... I'm going to go with just they don't like the imagining part because it hurts them.
I don't know why they release, wartime shots like that. I guess.
Yeah, who?
It makes them look tough. But
yeah, what kind of an asshole just openly brags or shows military stuff just to look tough? This motherfucker.
To me, it doesn't make them look tough. They're losing the PR war, and they're losing it big. But they've got to finish what they started, and they got to finish it fast, and we have to get on with life.
I got to tell you, does that sound to you like somebody who has even like a fucking rat's hair's worth of leadership skills and understanding of a complex situation while it's happening? It sounds like somebody who's just bored with a sporting game and wants to get to the car. Like, they're not going to be able to pull out of this. Let's just go. That's what he's talking about. Oy.
All right, Mr. President, last night, your former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, was on with Laura Ingraham, and they went over the numbers, and it's really startling. In the last year that you were president, 342 Chinese nationals crossed our southern border.
No. 342 that you know of.
Last year, 24,000 did, and this year, thus far, 22,200, 46,000 Chinese nationals in 8.
There's 1.2 billion people. I'd say it's closer to 800 million max, but in that country, and 30,000 of them have managed to come across and get kicked out.
18 months. What do you think they're up to?
That's right.
What are they up to, these Chinese? I mean, I think it looks to me like they're fleeing the oppressive situation in China, which is getting worse all the time. Thank you, Doc Lay Van Owen. Bless you. Came for the sparks and stay for the sparklers. I agree. The chat is lovely.
Well, we had the safest border in history, and you saw that chart that was released a couple of days ago where literally the day I left office, we had the lowest number in history.
Well, we had COVID. Like, no one was going anywhere. There was no vaccines and no implementation of them. There was no system in place to get those vaccines to people. The whole... I got news for you, fuckwad. From that point forward, when Joe Biden took over, the entire world, and especially the United States, looks like that chart. Everything took off again because life came back. And don't give me these fucking percentage fucking charts, especially during a shutdown.
And then it looked like a rocket ship right after that. Everybody started pouring into our country. He took all sanctions off. What this guy did
No, he didn't.
to our country. And we have not only Chinese, we have them coming from all over. We have Congo.
Uh-oh. What color are Congo people? It's very... I mean, it's got to be a... Why bring that one up over... I mean, you got the whole of South America and all the cartels and MS-13 and the people with the face tattoos. That should scare maggots like crazy. Why would you bring up the people, the Congolese people? Well, what is it about them that would be particularly frightening to people? And why are they special in terms of, like... well, I'm sure he'll tell us. I'm sorry, I interrupted. Please go on.
And in the Congo, the normal address is prison.
What the mother... Fuck me. Whatever. What? What? Just... There is no bottom. There is no fucking bottom for this asshole. None whatsoever. Jesus Christ. Listen to that again. And yeah. Hold on. Hi. Whoops. Why is my little thing on? Hold on. I should try to do this. Don't get me started on this motherfucker. All right. Let's go back to here. Back here.
We have Congo, and in the Congo, the normal address is prison. Where were you in Congo? Don't know address, they say. We
don't know address, they say.
think it's this location. It was a prison. They were in prison for murder, and we've taken these people in, and we've...
What the hell? Don't know address. I think it's this place. And then they look and the guy's like, why'd you give us the location of a prison? Oh, fuck. I'm a dumb Congolese murderer. Oh, shit. Don't know address. And this fucking this mutt talking about Congolese people like they're Cro-Magnon or some shit.
Taking them in from lots of other countries, not just South America. We're taking them in. We're equal opportunity. We're taking them in from all over the world. All over the world they're coming in.
Obviously, this is AI Trump.
And they're coming in from countries where there are big problems. And they're...
And at this point, if we all went inside Hugh's head, we wouldn't be able to have a conversation because of all the screaming.
Tough people, too. These are tough people.
Jesus Christ. They'd have to be to get out of... I mean, they're not smart people, obviously, because while they were able to, I guess, break out of prison in the Congo and swim here, they were too stupid to hide the fact that their address was in a prison. It's just, how does it even work out that way? It's just, I don't even know if there's a possibility where the...
Here I am like an idiot.
Just... Every time they try to clean it up for him, every time, they're wiping his ass, and he's like, I'm not done. And just, like, all over their hands. Just...
What do you think the Chinese nationals are doing? You don't get out of China without permission, according to Secretary Pompeo.
No,
and there might be one or two.
Building an army.
There might be one or two. Well, technically speaking, on a per capita level, if you have 1.2 billion people, 30,000 or so is one or two.
They're probably building an army from within. I mean,
that's what it is. Yeah. Yep. So anytime you see a Chinese dude about my height and weight, like automatically just go, motherfucker. You should wander around near them smoking a cigarette and with your phone out ready to call the fucking feds on them because they look like a spy, which is exactly what the evil uncles in China do.
When you look at what's happening, they're very healthy young men for the
Yeah, it's weird how, as far as manual labor,
most part. And it's
for the most part, no, especially not the Chinese ones.
up to over 30,000 now. That's a lot of people. It's up to over 30,000. They're
It's probably closer to 1 million, though.
young and they're healthy. I see the pictures of them. I see them on television
Yeah, on television. And if I can't see it on television, they send me tapes.
tapes also. I mean, these are young, healthy people. And you
They
say,
are
Great, the kind we would need to work jobs and perhaps grow a business or be entrepreneurial, or
building an army.
they're building an army. That's the
I think that's the takeaway line.
Yeah, that's the takeaway line. That is definitely Chinese people who are here are clearly building an army. That's what they're doing. So have fun out having healthy relationships with your friends and neighbors who I guess don't look white in Florida.
Let me turn to the Chinese Communist Party. They are building ship after ship. They're at 395. They're going
Well, hang on. They count every rowboat.
to be at 425 in a couple of years more.
And almost all of them don't sink most of the time.
We're going to go down to 280. If you're president again, are you going to go back to the shipbuilding plan of 345 or 355?
yeah,
Of course he is. Because he's a fucking moron.
we were on
How obviously you don't speak racist. I should. I mean, I grew up in an area where I was, I almost operated as a translator at one point.
track to do that. We had unbelievable talent, unbelievable ships getting ready to be made.
Pretty believable, actually.
And then this guy came in and he canceled it. First
No, we went with submarines because they're more functional and bigger ships.
of all, it's jobs, okay? It's very important.
There you go. First of all, it's jobs. He set that, remember that ship yard he set up in Wisconsin? Because he was trying to buy, he's like, I'll give them this contract, and then they'll owe me, and they'll vote for me.
Because it's jobs, great jobs. But, I rebuilt the entire military, and the one thing was the ships are, they take longer to do. We were set to do something great. We started the process. We gave, as you know, the destroyers, we gave Wisconsin
Yeah, there we go.
a tremendous yard. It was
Yeah, they gave him a great yard with a swing and a trampoline and an above-ground pool.
Oh, yeah, the new frigates.
Oh, yes. Hashtag the new frigates. Hugh, go frigate yourself, buddy.
Yep.
a very big contract to do frigates. They were beautiful.
Beautiful frigates. I mean, of all the frigates, just hot, sweaty, muscles rippling.
They look like, because I'm into beauty, to be
So that's why there's no mirrors at Mar-a-Lago.
honest with you.
I'm into beauty, to be honest with you. And that, Hugh, that excited him so much, he went straight to his poltergeist face. I love hearing that. It makes my lips go away.
They look like yachts with lots of weapons on them.
Hey, uncommitted, come get your boy. They look like yachts with guns on them, with big guns on them. Okay, yeah, that's beautiful. That because I've often seen these, like the giant super yachts, and I'm like, God damn, that thing's gorgeous. The only thing missing is I guess a surface to air cannon. That'd be awesome. Some sort of like short range missile launcher, so you could fuck up a beach.
Lots of weapons. But and
You're a psychopath.
they've really come out good. But we were giving out a lot of ships, and
We were giving out, dude, you're not supposed to say that you're buying votes with job. We were giving out a lot of ships. We don't even need these fucking things. I was just taking taxpayer money, just building ships we don't fucking need for wars we're not going to fight anymore. Stuff that's obsolete. Shit that should be going to our submarine fleet and our carrier fleet and all that. But fuck that. Frigates for everyone. And you get a frigate, and you get a frigate, and you get a frigate.
This guy came in, and he has no idea what he's doing. No idea whatsoever.
Really? So the AUKUS agreement happened by accident?
Shipbuilding. China is on a shipbuilding message like nobody's seen before.
China is on a shipbuilding message like no one's seen before. I've gone cross-eyed.
I agree. We got to get that turned around. Let's turn to Paul.
Yeah, we got to get that turned around. Turn those Chinese ships around. Turn the ships around. Got to go fuck yourself, you. All right.
Politics. First of all, just off the cuff, you gave a line in Wisconsin about Christian Visibility Day on November 5th that had me
That wasn't off the cuff. That was in the speech.
laughing out loud. Was that in the teleprompter?
Yes, it was.
Was that impromptu? Where'd that come from? Because it was very funny.
No, that wasn't in. That was not in the teleprompter.
Yes, it was. We watched you fucking read it.
I was thinking about how insane this was with the Transgender Day on Easter. And now he's going around saying, oh, he didn't know that. He didn't. For 3 days he knew about it. And now all of a sudden he didn't know about it. This guy.
Also, no, just because you mishear someone doesn't mean they misspoke.
He lies. What he lies most about is his golf handicap. He's not only is he not a 6, he's not a 36. 36 is the worst handicap you can have before, to qualify.
Yeah, obviously. And that's, thank God he's switched from talking about this highfalutin stuff about, wars and shipbuilding and all that stuff, and down to the down-home shit we can care about, like what a better golf handicap is.
He does not qualify for 36.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same category. You never want to play golf with me.
If truckers are in, listen to this. If truckers are in there, he's a trucker. If jet pilots are in there, I flew jet pilots. The guy is just, we got to get him out of there. We got to get him out of there.
Now, you have said you'll debate him anywhere, anytime. Do you think he'll agree to any debates?
Anywhere, anytime.
Do you think he'll agree?
Yes, they're going to have debates.
I don't think so, but I hope he does.
Do you think
what happened is, that white stuff that they happened to find, which happened to be cocaine in the White House? I don't know. I think something's going on there, because I watched his State of the Union, and he was all jacked up at the beginning.
Okay, so he thinks Biden was using cocaine, and at 81 years old, that's what an 81-year-old on cocaine looks like.
Beginning, by the end, he was fading fast.
No, he wasn't. He hung around for like 90 minutes. He was like the last to leave.
There's something going on there.
By the way, there was a big Adderall shortage, and the right wing was freaking out because that's Trump's main drug of choice apparently, and so he was flipping out because he couldn't get any. So and it's difficult to get that green crush Sudafed that if you mix it with some things, it's like cheap shit meth, and he could mix the two together and it would keep him awake for days or whatever, and he's run out of it. So maybe he's just jealous.
On a debate, and I think debates with him at least should be drug tested. I want to drug.
Sure. Tell you what, you're the drug expert, obviously. How about this? How about Biden pees on you, and then you can tell us if he's on drugs?
Mr. President, are you suggesting President Biden's using cocaine?
I don't know what he's using, but that was not. Hey, he was higher than a kite. And by the way, it was the worst. It was the worst address I've ever seen. Say to the.
Again, no, it wasn't. He's so mad the ratings were fine. It was a great speech. It was universally, everybody was like, yeah, it was a strong speech. It just, it cadavered his bullshit Sleepy Joe talking point, and he just can't recover.
Nation, I'll tell you, State of the Union, that's not State of the Union because he doesn't represent us properly. That I can tell you. But he's obviously being helped some way because most of the time he looks like he's falling asleep, and all of a sudden he walked up there and did a poor job. But he was all jacked up.
Yeah, he was all jacked up, especially in that part. Like, you'd have to be jacked up to make Marjorie Taylor Greene look like a dipshit and respond in the moment to Republicans' half-assed, ham-handed heckling.
All right, Mr. President, let's turn to Vice President. For the first time in years, the Vice President might actually matter because people are going to weigh that into their calculation. Not going to get
because you're an old, slimy fuck. And nobody can figure out, like, nobody wants the job because you might get them killed.
Get you a state. It's not going to get you a demographic. My short list is Cotton or Ernst or Mike Pompeo or maybe Doug Burgum. Have you got down to a list that you can?
Yeah. By the way, just scratch all those people off. Not going to happen.
Put out there people
that's who he would have to take on to vote for Trump. Like Hugh Hewitt's like, we need one of those people. And then we need to slip him a Mickey so he goes into a fucking coma.
Thinking about, are those four on it?
I have. I have a list. I think really, it's a question I get so much.
Yeah, because you're old and doddering and psychotic, and you tried to get your last VP murdered.
The first question is, how do you take it? How do you?
Most of the time, black, but cream 2 sugars isn't too bad. Depends on the day.
You do it with all these fake investigations. How do you do it?
How do you do what?
The second question I get is, Vice President, who's going to be? Who's it going to be?
Yeah. Oh, I see. The other question isn't about his VP pick. Yes, these are the two questions he gets. How do you do it? You're so amazing. How do you put your pants on? Because they're on backwards, and I don't know if anybody told you. And look, all I know is you put them on after the diaper. That's clear. But how do you do it? And then, of course, who the fuck?
And the third question, and usually it's actually the second, will they do it again? Meaning,
yes, the second question, the third, not most of the time. The second is who's your VP, but really the second question is, are they going to cheat again? Because most of the time I'm just surrounded by QAnon fucking deadheaders following me around rally to rally who are out of their fucking minds. So, by the time we get, I don't even know. It's hard to keep track. I have the greatest memory, but I don't really remember what the questions are. What was the question again?
cheat. And I give that one's a simple one. They're going to try like hell, and we think we've got them checkmated, but we'll see what happens.
How? If they kicked your ass out of office, how are you going to, if they cheated, how would you do it? Biden's president right now. You're arguing he should have the right to cheat. What? All right. God damn, this dude, he's like, again, I'm surprised. I'm still able to be surprised.
Here I am like an idiot.
Unbelievable. And yes, my bet is he just had a big nostril full of something, and if we were watching him live, there'd be, he'd be little flecks of Adderall flying out onto the microphone.
But it's a disgrace. One way you win is if you just swamp him.
Yeah, you got to slab it.
We have to slab it.
You have to swamp them, but then swamp.
You swamp them. There's nothing they can do, and that's what I think is going to happen with this.
You swamp them. That's what they do. Like you swamp a boat, and swamping, swamp usually bad. In this case, swamp good.
Election.
Well, that was the title of a book I wrote 20 years ago. If it's not close, they can't cheat. So just don't make it close. But the vice president figures into that.
Yeah, because you don't have one, and nobody wants to die for you. That is, I take it back. That's vice president worthy.
So who helps your ticket?
Roseanne. I mean, quit it. Roseanne, clearly. Just pick Roseanne and go for Tucker Carlson. It's a mean candidacy anyways. If you're going through the colon, keep going.
Most, do you think?
Well, I mean, I have some very good people. You know a lot of the people that are on your show.
Yeah, they're, your guests, and also famous Ted Nugent, and also. By the way, you're watching House Sparks Megaworldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. I feel like at this point I should just, where should we go? We go to here, yeah. Just yeah, this one. Oh, that won't work.
You are watching House Sparks Megaworldwide, and we're glad you're along for the ride.
Like and subscribe.
What?
Yeah!
Like and subscribe.
That's right. Just do it. So hit that. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do like hundreds of those. It can be different every time.
All the time, and they're very good. I have very good people, but I'm just not prepared to say I have some excellent. We have some great people.
Yeah, like for
and I'm going to pick somebody that's going to. Most importantly, that you always have to say, good president. If something happens, it's got to be somebody that can be a good president, which Biden doesn't have. Biden has one of the worst people. People can't even believe it.
Yeah, but he has one. And she's, I mean, anything can happen in life. People are aware of that, but she's not in danger from him.
And I think it's going to end up being a big part of the campaign because
you just said so, and you're a dough-headed fuck.
It's surprising to me if he makes it to the gate, but if he does, how long is he going to stay? I don't know. I think she becomes a very big part of the campaign.
That's why I think your vice president is going to be compared to her a lot, and so it'll be very interesting.
I agree. Yeah.
I got to ask you about. You just mentioned conspiracy. Watergate scholar Jeff Shepard has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, clearly you've read this.
Unearthed via FOIA a bunch of documents showing unlawful collusion in 1974 and leading up to President Nixon's resignation 50 years ago. Unlawful collusion between prosecutors, the judge, partisan Democrats, some press. No one's paying much attention to these documents that Shepard found. Do you think Nixon was the first victim of lawfare?
Oh my fucking God! This is what you. This is the battle you want to refight. He was guilty, you dumb motherfucker. Do you think you have the most in common with Nixon in that you're both guilty, and you both said you weren't a lot? Or do you think you're just more the Herbert Hoover type?
Well, in many ways, and I was a fan of his in many respects. Okay.
Yeah, in many respects.
And so were you, but in many ways, he was his own worst enemy, and he did things that were.
Like what?
He didn't treat some people well, and those people ended up coming back to get him.
I see. So, as a lesson, that sounds like something you could learn from, except you're a crazy person.
But in many ways, he was his own worst enemy. He was certainly, they went after him like they've never gone after anybody.
Up to that point, I guess.
He made some mistakes, to put it mildly.
Yeah, to put it mildly, sure.
The firings were a mistake. You notice the way I kept people that I couldn't stand?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was all part of the plan. I kept people I couldn't stand. Because in firing Comey, you brought so much heat, you couldn't get rid of other people, and also you're too much of a coward to fire people, no matter what the people who watch The Apprentice believe.
That from Nixon. I said, let me just live with these people for
That's what it was.
a while before I get rid of them.
Nonsense.
But I had some people like, what do we want to mention names for? But I had.
Yeah, I had people like that. Who was it? People that I had the thing. They were in the. It's an office. It's sort of like, it's not a real circle. It's like a weird circle. I'll remember later. And there's a desk that I would sit behind that was ironically called Resolute. And I would tell people, we got to get rid of that person. And then it didn't happen. And then they're like, well, you have to sign a piece of paper. And then I would chicken out or get distracted. And it wouldn't happen. But I don't need to talk about that.
Some people that were terrible. And I had some people that were phenomenal. And the good news
is, I can't remember the names of either.
I know them all now.
Well, yeah, except all the ones that are, turning state's evidence against you. They became amazingly, it's weird. They hung out with you a lot, and then all of a sudden they're perfect strangers.
When I went to Washington, I had never done that before. I never stayed overnight in Washington. I didn't.
Which is also fucked up. It sounds more like you were engaged in something hinky. Why wouldn't you stay overnight?
Know the people. I had to rely on people to give me recommendations. And
Yeah, people like you, Hugh. Thanks a fucking lot.
Some of the
I'm not kidding. Like Hugh Hewitt was one of the people, and Sean Hannity, where they were feeding him names.
recommendations come from rhinos, and by the way, some were great. I had some unbelievable people,
Such
but
as?
I also had some people that I wouldn't have picked
Like?
had I known the way they were. But
for example,
Nixon is going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward.
It is. Nixon's going to be very interesting. I think so. I think he's got a shot, really. I think, at whenever Trump retires, I think Nixon's really going to see his moment and make a comeback.
To seeing that information, by the way, just out of curiosity.
Well, Jeff will probably send it to you. But has President
Yeah, Jeff will send it to you. It'll be, yeah. It requires some reading, though. So
Biden's family business, because we compare Nixon in 72 to 74, and then the investigations you've been subject to. Has President Biden's family business received the Checkers or the Watergate or the Whitewater or the Russia treatment at all?
Well, technically, yes. I mean, they already have an impeachment inquiry and all that kind of shit. That would qualify as the at all part.
No, I think they get a pass if you look at it. Now, they tried to give Hunter a pass, but a very good judge refused to accept it. Hunter was free and clear, and he was sailing like a bird, and
sailing like a bird. What kind of boats do they use? Those sailing birds. What, are we talking about, like a minor yacht, or just kind of like a little catamaran, or?
A judge looked at it and said, "Has this ever been done before?" And they said, "No, they've never done that before." What they did to him.
They make deals all the time for what they can prove. You know what? You want to see these fuckers pissed? Wait till they can't get a conviction.
Meaning in a positive way for him. And she said, "Well, we got to look into this." And then she made it. Look, she brought out some facts that were startling.
Did she? What? Really? What were those facts that were startling?
So they had it rigged beautifully.
Beautifully
that
rigged.
Didn't work, and I don't know where that is right now, but
You seem like you know the ins and outs of it, though. I really can't imagine that. Please go on. I think I know a lot of details about it, but clearly I'm just I'm just playing around the edges with the depth of the knowledge that you have of this whole. I mean, you were president of the United States. You're obviously privy to things that.
Obviously not as good as it was. He had it. They had that whole thing rigged, just like they had it rigged with Biden on the documents hoax. I mean, they gave him a free pass, but I have to go through it, and I come under the Presidential Records Act.
No, you don't. Yeah, there was actually a ruling this week that argument doesn't work. Your own judge that you appointed threw that out.
Which he doesn't, because he wasn't president. So I come under the Presidential Records Act, which.
Okay, by the way, Hugh Hewitt knows for a fact. Hugh Hewitt is awful, but he's not stupid. Well, no. He's not dumb. He is stupid. He's not dumb. And he knows that what Trump is saying about the Presidential Records Act is fucking bullshit. It is nonsense. Like Trump has just misheard something from somebody else, and it's just stuck like a fucking record scratch, and it's just Presidential Records Act, Presidential Records Act, and he knows this. Hugh Hewitt knows this. You can't possibly be pro-Nixon and a student of the whole thing and know the laws that were added after fucking Nixon and not know that this dude is talking out of his own ass past his own ears.
Gives you total protection.
No, it does not.
From all of this stuff.
No, it does not.
It's a case that should have a deranged prosecutor. We have these people, whereas, frankly, Biden had a very nice prosecutor because.
Yeah, they're lovely. I mean, not appointed by him or Obama, but, lovely people.
Because he was guilty of everything, and I'm not. He was.
All right, that's all I need to hear. You guys good? He was guilty of everything, and I'm not. I mean, Your Honor, the defense rests.
It's not Presidential Records Act. And he took stuff when he was a senator 45 years ago, and people can't even believe it.
Yeah, Special Counsel Hur's report is pretty damning.
Yeah, it's not, though.
That will come up, I'm sure.
I take it back. It is pretty damning. To this motherfucker! Hur's report literally points out that Pence and Biden didn't do anything criminal, but this motherfucker engaged in a conspiracy. According to Hur's report, this motherfucker did the criming.
debate. Let me talk to you about the polls.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
ahead in almost every poll and almost every state,
Well, months ago.
and often by a lot. You get better when RFK is in, but RFK said Biden, Robert Kennedy Jr., said Biden is worse for democracy than you. And polls continue to show that, effectively, some polls show you're tied. Do you think RFK is going to help you being on the ballot, or is he going to help Biden being on the ballot?
Depends on how much he's trying to crack that anti-vax nut. Speaking of anti-vax nut, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
I think he actually hurts Biden. He's very liberal, and I think he probably hurts Biden. Biden is, I don't know if he's liberal, but he's certainly playing a game better than anybody's ever played it from the standpoint of that. I mean,
he's working those liberals.
he's so far left. He's become so far left, he's a laughingstock.
So how does RFK run to the left of that then? I guess it's impossible. So he's running to the right of him. Like, by the way, Biden is absolutely liberal in the classic sense, but he's not far left by any stretch. And RFK Jr. is like the walking example of horseshoe theory. He's so left, he's right wing.
Biden, because he can't believe it, but I don't think he even understands what's happening to the country. I think he has no awareness. It's the people that surround him in the office. That includes the DOJ. I don't think he knows what the hell's happening. He's destroying our country.
So there's not really an answer to any of this stuff. This isn't there isn't any thought. Everything is just a way for him to bounce back to, I can't believe this fucking guy. You got to get him out of there. You got to get him. Definitely got to get Biden out of there. Definitely got to get Biden out of there right now. We got to get Biden out of there.
There was another migrant murder in Cincinnati this week.
What about, were there any in Louisiana or Texas? I mean, and I don't mean migrant murders, just murders in general.
In a town called Hamilton, where I'm on right now, where you're talking to him right now, 10 million people have come over that border.
No, 10 million crossings is not 10 million people.
What are you going to do about that if you're elected president?
He's going to round them up just by accent.
Again.
You got to finish it quickly and get back to normal, right? He's going to do to the migrants that are here what Netanyahu should be doing in Gaza. You got to have victory. You got to finish it. Finish what you got to finish.
We're going to have the largest deportation effort in history, larger than Dwight Eisenhower. Eisenhower was very big as a deporter, as you probably know. People don't know that about him. And he was tough. And we're going to have it because no country can sustain what's happening to us at the border. There is no country ever in history that can sustain it.
Well, also, what's happening at the border is an external threat. And it's, we don't have a border on all sides. We certainly don't have to worry about the Canadian border per se. I mean, obviously people who overstay their visas fly in through there all the time and that kind of stuff. But we got an ocean on either side and one surrounding, in the Gulf, eliminating a lot of entry points that, say, Central European countries or even, central countries inside South America or Africa or any of the clearly have multiple borders that they can't possibly manage all the time. So it's way fucking worse. And so we absolutely can do it. What he means is take in the people. And if that's what you really believe, then let Republicans pass the border bill.
And we have people coming from jails and mental institutions.
So I don't understand. Do you feel right at home?
We have people coming in as terrorists. If you look at 2019, they actually did a report. There were no terrorists that came in. Now, I don't even believe that, but they have down zero. This is Homeland Security. No terrorists were spotted coming into our country. They had to go through hell with me. And if you look at the map that came out, literally the best day ever.
Chart, not map. I mean, it's okay. Look, you can be president and not know the difference between a chart and a map. When would that come up in, I don't know, positioning troops or resources or aid or bombing something, whatever? What's the difference? Chart, map.
For illegal immigrants coming into our country, meaning in a positive way for the country, meaning not coming in, was my last week in office, my last days in office, they were the best. Those numbers were down. We had it down. You know, when this guy went to the beach, if he would have just gone to the beach every day and left it alone, we had the border wired. I built 571 miles of wall. I was going to put up another.
You're putting Hugh to sleep. And he's poltergeisting on us again. So you can try not to make him happy.
200.
Also COVID. That's why. COVID.
Within weeks, you know, it was all manufactured and all set. I had to get the money through the military. I called it an invasion because you couldn't get it through, frankly, some of the Republicans. Now, some of them have now recently endorsed me, like Mitch McConnell. Can you believe that? Mitch McConnell.
By the way, that razor wire is doing great work.
McConnell endorsed me. I'm so happy. But Mitch McConnell endorsed me and John Thune. And
did they endorse this fucking gate? Look at this. So people just walk through your... Why are there gates at all?
Cornyn, a lot of people endorsed me. That a lot of people said, wow, that's nice.
Wow.
So I must be doing very well. But
and the polls show that. But I the president tried to use your bloodbath comment against you, and it.
Oh, this is So this is it. He'll do the cleanup. This is another one of these people who are trying to do this. Thank you so much, Michael.
Backfired. It brought a lot of attention to the border. Do you think they're going to keep trying to mischaracterize what is quite obviously not what you're saying?
Yeah, you're quite obviously not what you're saying. Yes, that you're talking about an economic car-related bloodbath, not murderous psychopath immigrants are going to kill all the white women. That's obviously not what you mean.
It happens. I mean, you must have run over Joy Behar's dog or something, because she always goes after you on The View. I play her clips whenever she does that. I mean, did you ever get along with her?
Yeah, very, very much so. In fact, I remember I was at Radio City Music Hall, and she came over. Oh, please do the show. You know how many times I did The View? I must have close to a record. I did The View so much. It's a lousy show now. It's terrible. Do you know that Whoopi Goldberg called me and she said, would you be in my movie? She did a movie on basketball. She said, would you do a cameo, please, please? I said, I just don't have the time.
Yeah, I believe it.
She said, please. I ended up doing a cameo.
She's doing I have this really funny movie, and you're too stupid to recognize when people are making fun of you, and I think you'd be perfect, because you suck and you're really wooden when you think you're acting, and everybody laughs at just your existence.
You know, in Whoopi Goldberg's movie, she said, you're so great, there's nobody like you in the world.
Right. It's like having your own strain of syphilis.
There's nobody like you. Joy Behar said, please do the show. I'm sitting there with my wife, sitting there with Melania. Please, please do the show. You're so great. You're the best person on television. Please do the show. And
that's how it went.
Then when I run for office, all of a sudden it's like you have the plague.
Oh, my! I got to tell you, she does kind of lose control when she starts talking about you.
Well, also, maybe up to that point, you were just kind of like a media gadfly and kind of a joke, and you were just known for being a rich prick and whatever. Now we know that you flew with Epstein a bunch of times. The pussy-grabbing comment, your shitty stuff, and bragging about getting rid of Roe v. Wade. It's interesting that I don't know if you're familiar with this idea that sometimes people change their opinion based on new information. I mean, if you're not in a cult, obviously.
I'm going to get calls from your team pretty soon, so I want to wrap this up, Mr. President. But
okay, you're doing your best, but you weren't able to walk him back from the bloodbath thing.
I want to ask you a couple of fun questions.
Okay, so by the way, did you notice that the whole bloodbath thing? He got onto Joy Behar and he realized, oh, this motherfucker's going to say they're coming in from insane asylums. He's going to go to that part, and you can't win. He meant it. He meant bloodbath in terms of migrants are going to murder lots of people. Terrorism and murder and stabbing and vicious and animals and vermin. That's what he's talking about when he says bloodbath.
Always do.
Yeah, when he was on The View, that he said he wanted to have sex with his daughter. Is that the one, 50 Plus? Did he say he wanted to have sex with her, or they had sex in common, and then if he wasn't her father, they'd be dating or something like that?
I want to add to the biographer's material. When you were growing up in New York and Queens, and you had a day off from school, you were sick, what kind of junk TV did you watch?
Jesus Christ. You're just gonna softball this? You didn't get the all right. I didn't really. I was too busy being successful.
I love sports, and I actually love the news. I mean, I like watching the news, but I loved watching sports. I've always
Yeah, sports ball is so fun. You know, when you can see it, and there's like doing the thing, and they've got the stick and the puck and the ball and the one with the dots on it and the roundish with a weird shaped egg ball thing, and then the jerseys. It's so good.
like sports. I've done well at sports.
Yeah, sports, right.
Very well at sports. And
yeah, I do so good at sports. Sometimes I watch it just to go, fuck, they're lucky I'm not playing.
I've always loved watching sports. So I would say largely that at that
Yeah, largely sport in general.
time, pretty much.
Sport channel with sport, also like sport. Yeah.
Loved history, anything with history, but we didn't
Loved history, like, the Duck Dynasty.
have it like those days. You used to have
No.
3 networks. It wasn't the same deal. But,
No.
yeah.
But no,
very
I Love
sport-oriented.
Lucy, no Mayberry RFD, nothing like that.
Really? You're going to go with the Andy Griffith spin-off, not the
A
original?
little bit, but not so much. No,
All right.
not so much.
Now, I've never seen a picture of you on a yacht. It seems like billionaires love yachts a lot, or sailing.
Yeah.
And
Don't bring up yachts. His Kazakh business partner in Trump Soho was just busted for running a brothel off of a yacht, you dumb motherfucker. Don't bring up yachts.
you're not on them. Why is that?
Because he can't swim. And he looks like shit in a bathing suit. And he knows it. Because he's not a narcissist. He has pathological low self-esteem and he doesn't believe in exercise.
Well, I had a yacht, and I bought Khashoggi's yacht, the Nabila.
Uh-huh.
It was called. It was an
The one that was just used as a floating brothel by your Kazakh business partner.
incredible yacht. But the problem I had is I play golf, and you can't play golf and have a yacht because you want to play golf, and then you're supposed to go on the yacht.
This is so. You know what? I take it back. He's so relatable. You know. I gotta say, like, for a minute there, I don't know where I got this idea that he was sort of like a disconnected second generation rich kid piece of shit. But no, it's my bad. It's like, you know what I mean? This is I can't tell you how many times I've had to make that decision. How about you?
You'd rather play golf. So I used to have that yacht sitting around for months, and I'd never even see it. And I ended up selling it. It was a beautiful yacht, but yachting wasn't for me because if you're a golfer, you can't.
Because he can't swim. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for putting the picture of Trump in a bathing suit in anyone's head.
Be a golfer and a yachter.
Yeah, you can't play golf and yacht, except for all the people who have yachts and play golf. What?
All right, so that brings me back to President Biden.
No. Don't go anywhere else. Stop right there. That's fucking nuts. It's not even in the realm of reality. This is just crazy, like, rich asshole blather. What the fuck?
I call him infirm. And people say, well, he's roughly the same age as Donald Trump. I said, well, chronological age is not physiological age.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
There's a 4-year
how often
difference,
do you play golf?
Yeah, how often do you play golf? Because, especially considering, our country's in hell. We're on the brink of World War III and also in the tubes of hell as we go down the tubes at hell, in hell, and we're basically in World War III right now, and the cities, and it's like the fucking purge every night, just violence and murder and bloodshed and bloody shedding of murder all over the place. And, how do you golf when the whole country's now? I don't understand. How do you drive through the zombies to get to the golf course? That's what I want to know.
Because I want people to understand, you're out there working, exercising, all that. How often do you play?
Okay, so let me tell you something. The reason he's bringing this up is because people are not only worried about Trump's mental health right now in Hugh Hewitt world, they're also scared shitless about his physical health. And that he's going to pick a suck-up moron like Marjorie Taylor Greene or something, and in their head he wins, and she becomes president because he's going to keel over from all of his fucking fish delights.
And I do it as a form of exercise.
Yeah, a form. Obviously, he doesn't carry his bag and he doesn't walk.
I play 3-4 times a week. I run through the course. I run fast. I play well. I win club
Bullshit.
championships. Which
He does not run. He does not run. No, you don't. He doesn't run. You don't even fucking walk. This motherfucker saunters poorly.
is sort of like our major. Our major is winning club championships. I just
Jesus Christ. This is, yeah. Hugh Hewitt, in a moment of regret. I shouldn't have brought up golf.
won the regular club championship, which you're playing 25-year-old kids in a lot of cases.
Except, how many 25-year-old kids have memberships at your club?
But I just won the regular and the senior club championship at
Right, and in some cases, you win without even being there.
a big course in Florida. That's a very good course, Trump International. It's a great course with a lot of great players. I won both. I play well. I mean, it's so. I watched Biden swing. He couldn't break 200. In my
I don't give a fuck. Nixon could bowl. It didn't get us out of Vietnam.
opinion, he could not break 200. But I watched him challenge me. Oh, I'll give him 3 strokes aside. This guy couldn't give anybody 3. If you take a person that never played before, they'd beat him. And, you know.
God damn. This is the pissing contest. You know how petty and lame you have to be for this to be your talking point? And also, he keeps bringing it up. He's the one who brings up that Biden can't play golf or doesn't play golf or sucks at golf or something like that. And Biden said, I'll give him a 3-stroke advantage if he carries his own bag. And that's been dragging on him ever since. That's what the whole running thing is. It's just so fucking, it's bullshit.
You know, it's sad because he can get away with it. He'll say, I'll give him 3 strokes aside. He can't play.
No, he said he'll give you 3 strokes a set if you carry your own bag. That's the dunk, you dumb motherfucker.
Knows he would never play you, so he can talk that way.
Do you think
no,
he can?
He knows. Yeah, it'll never happen. Really? You don't think so? In Trump's defense, he's right. He is right. It will never happen. And one of the main reasons is because Joe Biden is the president of the United States. And he carries not only, his staff and other people around him carry his classified briefings, and they have the football and all that kind of stuff. And the Secret Service and Biden's own staff, arguably, would not allow him to be anywhere near a security threat like this dumb motherfucker.
Actually,
I do it for exercise because in my way it's a pretty good form of exercise.
In my way, it's a pretty good form of exercise. You mean in your way of thinking? It's not the Tao of Donald Trump. In my way of thinking, it's a very good form of exercise. Okay, if you have to think about it, then it ain't. Just say it's a very good form of exercise, especially for a person of my age or,
Of course, yes, it is. Do you think the president, if he agreed to a debate, would have to have it seated, or could he actually stand up for 2.5, 3 hours debating you?
I don't think he
Jesus
could
Christ.
stand up. I don't know. I would hope that he could. But, hey, look, I would.
Yeah, by the way, I'm for this. I'm totally for this. Keep setting this as the standard. Keep setting this as the standard. Let this be the benchmark. Let them keep talking this shit and calling Biden doddering and he doesn't know and slow and all this kind of shit, and he won't even be able to stand up. And then when he dunks on Trump, just like the fucking State of the Union, they'll all go, well, they said you shouldn't set low expectations for your opponent like that.
I'd rather have him be a great president and not even be doing this. I would rather, he's the worst president in the history of our country. I would rather, which should be good for getting elected, okay? It should be. I tell you what.
For him getting elected.
I ran twice. I did great twice. I got millions more votes the second time than I did the first time, and a lot of bad things happened. But I'll tell you what, there has never been spirit like I've seen for this time.
Yes, never seen spirit like this. I mean, now the crowds are smaller, but they're louder, and that's the important part.
The people, the spirit, the love, and the crying and the laughter. There has never been the rallies. You see the rallies. I did Michigan. I did
Wisconsin.
Michigan was unbelievable. Wisconsin was unbelievable.
It was kind of believable. They weren't that big.
And, you know,
They were smaller than the old ones. The old ones, you could argue, was like unbelievable. They're unbelievable now, I guess, is the thing.
6.5 months
The crying, right? Jesus Christ.
away, right? The level of love and the spirit and the love of our country, I've never seen. The flags with my picture on it.
It's like, you know, I feel like Saddam Hussein, that guy won by like 98%.
And the American flags all over it is, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's a good picture, Hugh. Your staff chose well. He doesn't look like he's got eyes on one of his own crazy followers he's a little scared is going to take a poke at him.
Bigger than 16 and bigger than 20, and you know that because you see
No, not really.
it too.
No, he doesn't.
Dude, that's why I called you up for this. Thank you for
Yeah. Yeah, if you weren't doing better than those dudes, I wouldn't even talk to you.
joining me, Mr. President. Last question. The Afghanistan debacle. Would you take any advice, if you were Israel, from Lloyd Austin, Joe Biden, or anybody connected with that, Tony Blinken? Would you take any military advice from them?
Your Honor, objection, leading the witness.
No, I wouldn't. I think they're grossly incompetent. You know, I had it set that we were going to get out of Afghanistan with dignity and pride, and we were going to keep Bagram.
So you were just going to have a big gay march out of there? Is that what it was going to be? I don't understand. Dignity and pride. Okay, cool. I mean, I'm for it. I think that's a good idea. I mean, certainly, if you're going to have a pride march, you're going to want it to, and it's in Afghanistan, you're going to want it to leave Afghanistan. It's not the best place to have one.
Which now is occupied by China because...
Oh, you mean the workers who keep getting killed?
It was 1 hour away from where China makes their nuclear weapons. 1 hour, think of it. And it was
Yeah, so what's your strategic plan? You're going to blow up the place where they make them after they've already fired them?
a massive base. You know, it was one of the biggest runways, most powerful runways anywhere in the world. We gave it up for nothing. We should have kept...
Yeah, a lot of our, I don't know if you know this, but those planes that took off from there can't even land. There aren't big enough runways anywhere else in the world. Yeah, I don't know if you know that. All those planes that left Afghanistan, they all crashed. They couldn't land anywhere. Yeah. They were built for that giant, powerful runway, and they couldn't find another one. Some of them had to land on a big stretch of the freeway, you know, and out here in Nevada because it's like 8 miles. Still wasn't long enough. They're still hovering. They're still looking for a place to land.
Not because of Afghanistan, but because of China. And we should have kept it, and he didn't do it. But I was all set to get out. I'm the one that got it down to 2,500 troops, and we were going nicely. And we would have been out on the same schedule ahead of him, I believe, even, but with dignity and strength.
Yeah, because he would have left behind all the people who helped us.
And this is what happened. When we got out so badly, he moved the soldiers out first.
No, he didn't. They sent in 6,000 more soldiers to facilitate the exit.
You moved the soldiers out left.
No, he didn't. The extended ones in the country, I got news for you, fuckwad. There aren't any. He's talking, by the way, the reason he believes this, besides the fact that he's a moron, is that we had soldiers in the center of the country, and then the final exit was in Kabul, essentially, the staff and all that stuff. So they started pulling back the soldiers from those areas as the Taliban moved in, because this fucker made a deal with them that no harm, no foul, to try and keep soldiers' deaths to a minimum. And if the Afghans were going to fight this out, this is their country, that's how we're going. And they left because we're leaving. We're not holding up their military anymore. We're not holding up their government anymore. And so those soldiers came out, but they didn't leave the country at that point. They helped facilitate as well.
A child would know that. I wouldn't listen to them. I wouldn't take any instruction from them.
Right, and we would still be in Afghanistan, and we'd have 18,000 troops there right now.
Israel knows what they're doing. To listen to these people.
Do they? Now we're going right back to the top. Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that? Did you hear that, uncommitted? Israel, no, well, shit, let's hear it again. I mean, what more can you listen?
Any instruction from them. Israel knows what they're doing.
There you go. What's your fucking problem? Israel knows what they're doing. Leave them alone. Don't try to help with aid to the Palestinians. Don't build a fucking pier. Don't coordinate with the UN. Don't airdrop fucking MREs and other foodstuffs. Don't do that shit. Israel knows what they're doing.
to listen to these people, what they've done in not only Afghanistan, but I actually happen to think Afghanistan was the lowest point in the history of our country. I don't.
All right. Besides that being fucking weird, I guess we're getting better then.
I don't think there's ever been.
It's nothing but up.
Been a more embarrassing moment in the history of our country than what happened in Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's weird too.
Between losing,
you know what's embarrassing? Staying in for 21 years.
$85 billion worth of equipment.
We didn't do that. That was the sum total of all the equipment and training we gave to the Afghan military and the stuff we left behind and a good portion of the stuff we destroyed.
13 great soldiers who I know the families and the parents of every one of them.
Yeah, he does. He knows the families of every. He talks to them all the time. Like, well, he knows. He'll say one of the names. He'll just bring up, because it's a personal relationship he has with them. So he talks to them, you know, he brings them up all the time. What's his name? I forget, but he would never forget the name of a single one of these soldiers. But one of them, the one that, because Don Jr. goes by their house and like brings a fucking fruitcake by there every so often. And I think it's Eric, actually.
13 unbelievable. By the way, nobody talks about this. 38 soldiers that were decimated with the arms and the legs and the face.
With the arms and the legs and the face.
38. Nobody ever mentions them. And leaving hundreds of people behind. We don't even know what number, but we have a lot of people that are probably going to turn out to be hostages.
No, they're not going to. It's been fucking 3 years, dipshit. They're not going to turn out to be hostages. What the fuck? Turn out.
At a certain moment.
At a certain, yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's going to be a specific moment where they'll be hostages, but then after that, I guess fine. Holy shit.
No, this was the worst, most embarrassing moment in history, and if that didn't happen, I don't believe that Russia would have gone into Ukraine.
Again, if they took that as their cue to go into Ukraine, then that's why they're losing so badly.
I even think it had an impact on October 7th. But
I think
Russia,
you're right.
with me as president, would have never gone.
And how has it worked out? How has it worked out for those people? How is Russia doing? They attacked a smaller country and they've lost practically 500,000 soldiers and a shit ton of equipment and airplanes and boats against a country that doesn't have a navy.
100% sure, and even Democrats admit that.
No, they don't.
Putin never would have gone into Ukraine if I were president.
Well,
he was already in Ukraine, your entire presidency.
you bring up Putin.
He just went further into Ukraine.
Would you have called personally Putin? We knew that the Moscow attack last week was going to happen. Evidently, we warned somebody. I don't think President Biden called Putin. Would you have personally?
Jesus Christ. He should have, yeah. The Iranians didn't, the Iranians called him too. Shit, the Chinese might have even warned them. They didn't give a fuck. Also, why is that our problem? We have a duty to warn him. We did it. Why would he call him personally? What do you think? Like, you think Putin's going to take it more seriously because he does or he doesn't?
Called him even though he's just a terrible person?
I would have called him. I would have let him know. It's a country. If you find out information that, what I did with, if you look at ISIS, I knocked out 100% of the caliphate, 100%. But it reforms if you're weak, and it can reform. And
no, the caliphate has not reformed.
These people don't stop.
Yeah, but the caliphate and ISIS itself are different things. An adult who's been president, even an adult who actually listens when they watch the news instead of yells and throws fucking ketchup knows this.
Like a bad disease. You can't get rid of it.
It is. Yeah, like syphilis or something. I mean, I'm just, I'm spitballing. I don't know why that jumped into my head.
And frankly, they just don't stop. But I knocked...
Can't stop, won't stop.
Out 100% of the ISIS caliphate. You know that. And I knocked them out fast, too. They told me it would take 4 years. It took me like 3 months. And I just have to leave your viewers.
Also, this is bullshit.
With this, I realized then how great our military is.
Really? That's when you realized? Oh, well, of course. It must have been a big fucking surprise to you because of your bone spurs and and all your stuff about telling your sons that if they join the military, you'll disown them.
Went in there and I let them do their job, and they did a job like nobody. We have a great military, and it's not woke. They want to try and turn it woke, but they'll never be able to turn these people woke. These people are great patriots. They're strong.
All right, so word is getting back to him that people in the military don't like him shit-talking them all the time.
People, and they're great fighters. I wiped out ISIS so fast.
Really? You did? All by yourself? What did they do, stay home?
Nobody could, but I was told it would take 4 years. And you know what? I did it in like a matter of
3
couple
months.
of months.
Yeah.
Yeah, collateral damage, who gives a shit? Civilian deaths, who cares? You take away the rules of engagement, war gets really quick, but also you tend to have a lasting impact on that region of the world unless you're willing to literally wipe out everybody.
Support of the military.
Which he is. Don't get me wrong.
Military is going to matter, and your support of the police. Thank you for attending the officer's funeral and wake in New York. I thought.
Yes, and thank you for not going to any of the ones that happened during the time you were president at all.
Well,
that was
thank
appropriate.
You. That was a big thing. That was a big thing. These are great people. You had to meet the wife, Stephanie. So incredible. The family was incredible. The father's a policeman. The uncle's a policeman. There's, so many policemen in the family. Thousands of police were there. It was both tragic and in many ways beautiful to look.
Oh God! Just say it was so tragic and shut the fuck up.
Look at the love. The love was incredible. They had 11,000 police there, but over the course of that weekend, I think 50 or 60,000 police showed up, not just from New York, from all over the country. The wife is an incredible woman. I spoke to her for a long time. We stood over the casket together. And they really appreciated, what I did for the police. They did not appreciate other people, I can tell you that.
Mr. President, I know I've taken you twice as long as we promised, so I'm going to let you go. You're still the best interview in America. Keep coming back during the campaign.
I will. Thank you very much, you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Be well.
Well, I think we all learned a valuable lesson tonight, that mainly there is no bottom. And that everybody who thinks there's cleanup to be done around this guy will be dragged down further. And no better example, I think, tonight, ultimately, than the whole, bloodbath moment. Help, roll you in here. We'll clean that up. That's what we're really here for. That's why, by the way, you'll notice he started mentioning that right about the time, like, I got to let you go, but blah, blah, blah. Because that was the point. His own staff, Trump's own staff, saw the response to the bloodbath comment. And they were like, we need to get him in front of these people, and these talkers that will help us clean this up. Glenn and fucking Hewitt and Sean Hannity and all these assholes. And they'll have Trump on, and Trump will be able to walk it back, kind of like he did with the whole dictator on one day thing, that kerfuffle. They softened the blow for him, and then they could speak about it. And what he really meant was, and they can interrupt the middle of the interview and that kind of shit. So they'll clean it up for him. And it didn't work, obviously. But then he did this bloodbath comment, and they're like, we'll help him do it. So get him on these shows and make sure you go after the whole bloodbath thing. Bring it up so he can clean it up. And you lead him into how he's going to clean it up. You frame it for him, and then he'll just knock it out of the park. And he just diverted into bitching about Joy Behar. And the reason is, and why I think Hugh Hewitt didn't bring him back to it, essentially, was that, he knew he was going to double down on the bloodbath stuff as far as like immigrants and murder and blood and MS-13 and all that kind of shit, which is what he meant and what he still means. And then he just told us all something, the most boring part was when he was talking about, like, when you have a yacht, you don't have time to golf. And I'm like, who doesn't know that? Who doesn't know that? I mean, we all deal with that all the time. So, I appreciate it.
You're watching Housebox, Megaworldwide. And we're glad you're along for the ride.
We are.
Every day Hal is here by your side.
Hold on, I need
so please, would you like and subscribe? You're watching Housebox, Megaworldwide, and we're glad you're along for the ride. Every day Hal is here by your side. So please, would you like and subscribe?
That's right. All right, I gotta let you guys go. Radio tomorrow. I keep going for my left ear piece because it died, and I had to put it in a charger for tomorrow. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. And Phil will be joining us second hour tomorrow, so he's good. He's all right. And I just want you guys to be aware of. Let's see. Hold on. Whoop! I hit the wrong thing. Hold on. Go away. Cancel. Anyways, I appreciate you guys a bunch. And where's the button that always goes? It would be this thing, and then I think it was this button that did it. Just telling you. All right. I've got too many songs going on at once. All right, all the songs at once. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much. Now I gotta go make one for the radio show. And I gotta eat something. Stomach's growling. Come on. Hit that like, everybody, and I'll get the credits rolling because we deserve them today. Give me 1 second because I don't know why that button has just decided to crap out on me. What's happening? Get back here. Here we go. Getting close. Roll them. Here we go. I think they'll work now. All right. Thank you guys so much. See you tomorrow. Thanks again for everybody's support today. It was really lovely. Very heartwarming. Thanks again, Carol and Josh. Thank you so much. James and Rev. Balt Thanos, thank you. Victor. Poop Picker Upper, love you. Thank you. Doc Clay, thank you again. Christine, thank you. James, Arizona Sunflowers, love you guys. Thank you. Peter, Michael, the other Peter, not Peter L. Psycho Debbie, thank you. JD Christie, I'll see you guys in the morning.